Live like a cat, a philosophy for the overwhelmed soul. Have you ever watched a cat? Not chasing a goal, not seeking approval, just being. Stretching in a patch of sunlight, blinking slowly, disappearing for hours not to be found, and not needing to be. While we run, achieve, prove, in a world that demands so much of you, what if the most radical act of rebellion is to live like a cat? The burden of expectation. You wake up each day already behind. Behind on deadlines, behind in love, behind the version of yourself the world insists you become. Work wants your time, family wants your milestones, society wants your success. And somewhere in the middle of all that wanting, you forget how to just be. Lao Tzu once said, "Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner." But cats, they are beautifully indifferent. Not because they don't care, but because they know their worth isn't tied to what they give. Cats don't rush. Cats move slowly, deliberately. They never apologize for taking their time. When did we decide that fast equals valuable? That burnout is proof of commitment? That exhaustion is some badge of honor? Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, once wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less. Or more accurately, do what's essential. And do it well." A cat would agree. They don't multitask. They rest without guilt. They play without purpose. The cat and the self. A cat doesn't try to be more than it is. It doesn't shrink to please. It doesn't chase just to belong. It owns space, quietly but completely. And that is power. Nietzsche once said, "Become who you are." But how can you become when you're constantly performing? A cat returns to itself again and again, unbothered, whole. It doesn't ask, "Am I enough?" It just is. Detachment and freedom. Cats can disappear. They vanish under beds, behind trees, onto rooftops. And no one can force them out before they're ready. In a world that expects you to be always available, to answer every call, meet every need, perform on cue, there is something sacred about withdrawing. Simone de Beauvoir once wrote, "To be oneself, to be singular, is not to be passive. It is a form of resistance." Cats resist, not through anger, but through boundaries. A silent no, a graceful departure, a return to solitude, not because they are broken, but because they know that silence is where they find themselves again. The philosophy of savoring. A cat can spend 5 minutes watching a leaf move, or bask in a sunbeam as if it were a temple. They remind us, you don't have to earn the right to enjoy your life. Alan Watts said, "The meaning of life is just to be alive." It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. And yet, everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. Cats don't panic. They savor. Their life is not about getting somewhere, it's about being somewhere fully. Be more cat. So maybe today, you don't have to do more or be more. Maybe you just need to be like a cat, softly present, firm in your boundaries, unmoved by the noise. You are not your resume, not your replies, not the weight others place on your back. You are a living being, and that in itself is enough. The cat teaches us that freedom is not found in running faster. It's found in stopping, in resting, in remembering that your existence needs no justification. So maybe today, live a little more like a cat. Stretch, disappear, stare at nothing. Say no without explanation, and return to yourself.